Hey, what's going on, you guys? What's up? My name's Barbarian, and welcome back to another story time with Barbie. This is a series that you guys know and love where I talk to you guys about different stories and different experiences that I've had in my life and what they mean and why they are hilarious yet somewhat embarrassing. So, if you guys enjoy this type of thing and you want to see more, then feel free to let me know in the comments section what kind of story you want me to tell next. But first, guys, let's talk about the server I'm playing on, because we're playing on Rixio's Prison, and the IP is play.rixiosprison.net. And if you guys are interested in coming on this server, then I've got some great news for you. I have, as you can see, over $500 million, and to be honest, I don't really need all that. I've already ranked up to Q, and I'm doing pretty well for myself, so I gotta say, I don't really feel like I need to spend any more of this money. So I thought to myself, you know what, guys? I'm gonna give it away to you. So, if you guys are interested in any of this money, if you wanna get money, I'm gonna be giving it away in $50 million blocks. So there's gonna be like 10 winners here. All you have to do is comment down below your in-game name after you join the server, and I'll send you money. I'll send you free money. I know, it's awesome. So if you guys are interested in that, then go ahead and hop on here. It's pretty cool. Now, today we're gonna talk about sleeping, and that might not sound like the most interesting topic to talk about, but trust me, I've got a pretty cool story that actually goes along with it, so I think you guys are going to like it. But first, let's talk about what sleep actually is. And basically what it is it's rest for your brain. Your brain physically needs sleep to replenish itself with nutrients and chemicals and all those wonderful things, and to keep us from going absolutely bonkers. So most people sleep in a monophasic pattern, which basically means they go to bed at one time, they wake up 8 hours later at another time, or sometimes in my case, like 10 or 11 hours later. But that's beside the point. The point is that you sleep for one period of time, and that essentially is your only sleep for the day. You might take a nap once or twice in, a great while, but that's not part of your average daily routine. And the important thing to keep in mind is what kind of sleep you're getting, because after about an hour to 2 hours, people who sleep fall into what's called REM cycles, which is basically the deep sleep that is essentially vital for your brain to keep functioning. So it's very important that we get REM cycles in, and no matter what we do, we get that deep sleep, because otherwise you're gonna have to start breaking down chemicals in your body, and your body starts to rely on its backups, and that just creates all sorts of problems. You guys know it. You've pulled an all-nighter before. You know how you feel the next day. It's not fun at all. So people have tried to get around this for a long time, because the theory remains that, well, if we spend 8 hours a day sleeping, that's a third of our life we're just throwing away. And some people, a lot of people in the military especially, are trying to figure out how they can make themselves more productive. And from what I'm reading on here, there's basically different levels. So we're gonna go through and kind of describe these, and I'm gonna tell you about a time that I actually had a guy in high school actually attempt to change his sleep schedule to basically match one of these phenomenons. So there's not what's called a biphasic sleep, which means that you have 2 periods of sleep during the day. One of them is only 6 hours long. So essentially you sleep for 6 hours at night, and then you take a 20-minute nap in the middle of the day. So essentially what you're doing is you're teaching your brain over time to instantly activate that REM cycle when given a specific set of variables. So typically, people who are trying to do this type of sleep, which is called polyphasic sleep, meaning more than one phase of sleep, then they try and train their brain using different environment structures and different stimuli or lack thereof around their body. So, for instance, people who do this, I know for a fact they tend to have headphones with white noise, and they put the white noise on, and they put a blindfold over their eyes, and that is just the body's, it's the body's alert signal to say, hey body, go to sleep. This is the nap time that we have. We only have 20 minutes. We need to get all that REM juice going. We need to make sure that happens quickly, because normally for a normal human, it happens within 1 to 2 hours of actually falling asleep, and that's when the sleep actually helps and benefits you. So you can see there, you don't really gain that much time. I think you would gain about an hour, so it's just about the same as waking up a little bit early and taking a nap during the day. I'm sure 1 or 2 of you guys have attempted this, but here's where it starts to get a little bit crazy. The next type is called the Everyman, and this is what I would absolutely not recommend doing. Seriously, guys, do not try this at home. This is something that has been proven to damage brains that are not fully developed, and that's why what my friend did was even stupider. What the Everyman is essentially taking your quote-unquote sleep time and shortening it to 4 hours, just 4 hours at night, and sprinkling 3 naps throughout the day. So you can kind of see the trend here. We're getting towards more sprinkled out naps, which after a while of training will essentially revitalize your brain without the need of wasting 3 to 4 hours to get into that REM cycle. Your body just instantly knows as soon as the white noise starts and the eyes get covered, boom, we should be resting. We need to go into our REM cycle, and it's something that needs to be trained. You can't just do this right away. So this is something that to get into this type of sleep schedule will probably take you at least 3 to 4 weeks. So it's not an easy phenomenon, and it's not, you know, surprising that this is not as common as the inventors would have liked it to be. The idea behind the Everyman is that you take 4 hours out of your sleep schedule and replace it with 3 naps that are around 20 minutes long throughout the day. So you're essentially shortening your sleep time by about 3.5 hours. It's pretty extreme, and there's also more extreme versions of this because as with anything that improves production, we can't stop here. Dimaxion and the Uberman are 2 of the most dangerous polyphasic sleep patterns, and the reason for that is there's no actual block of sleep. At this point, you've reduced your body down to just 6 20-minute naps every 4 hours around the clock, and that's gonna give you a whopping 22 hours of awake time. And I've actually read documents, scientific papers from those who have attempted this, and everybody is absolutely the same in saying that this is something that should not be done if you have any sort of a social life, because it gets really old having to go somewhere and nap every 4 hours. You can see why this might not have caught on in our daily lives. It's just easier for us to work at one point and sleep later on that night. It wouldn't be very beneficial if your work had you take 20-minute naps every 4 hours. You'd have to nap at least twice at work, and then what do you do if you're out to eat and you need your nap? Because these are very strictly timed schedules. Even missing a nap by, let's say, an hour would throw off your cycle so much that you'll end up feeling like you've been awake for 3 days at the end of your day. So it's absolutely crazy. It's not something that I would ever recommend anyone try, but also it's something that's incredibly fascinating to me, and I thought you guys might also like to hear about it. So let me tell you about my friend who is, again, we'll name him Bob, and he is one of the stupidest people I've ever met for having attempted this, but he didn't get very far. He actually only got to the Everyman phase, and I'm pretty sure he didn't even do that, but I know that he did manage to stay up very late during school. He would stay up till about 2 or 3 in the morning, and then he would come to school at 6 a.m. so he'd get about 4 hours of sleep, and then he would take periodic naps. He would take a nap during study hall, he would take a nap when he got home from school, and he told me he'd sometimes take a 3rd nap depending on how he felt. So I guess you could say that does fall under the Everyman sleep pattern, but I gotta be honest, this only lasted for a week, and I don't think he really saw any benefit from it. I personally didn't see any benefit in him. All he looked like is that he needed more sleep, he was tired, he was sluggish, he wasn't really responsive, which is nothing like what you're supposed to do with these polyphasic sleep schedules. The basic premise behind this is to increase productivity by basically removing any tired times during your day. Your brain will be able to replenish all of its REM cycles during that 20-minute nap every 4 hours, and because it's so frequent and you keep up with those chemicals, your body never actually feels tired. So it's kind of a cool phenomenon being able to stay awake 24/7, but it's also a bit of a downer because not all of society follows this rule, and you're gonna find that personally, I can speak from experience having stayed up this late, there is very little to do at 3 in the morning. That is assuming you don't like talk shows or daytime television TV on repeat from the 70s. But guys, that's gonna do it for me today. Don't forget to leave a comment down below with your Minecraft name after you've joined the server, and if you want the IP one more time, here it is. It's play.rixiosprison.net, and I hope to see you guys on there very, very soon. So, until next time, guys, as always, my name's Barbarian. Peace out.